So I want to give you 4 tips to help you learn how to meditate, especially if you're a beginner or if you're one of the many people that I have spoken to in the past several years that say, oh, I can't meditate, right? So the reason I'm sharing this stuff with you is because I was once one of those people. I never thought I could meditate. My sort of gateway into meditation came through movement. I always felt that things like dance, Pilates, and yoga kind of created a more active meditation for me. And I thought that I just was a person that needed movement in order to still my mind. And as a side note, movement is an incredible way to still and quiet your mind, because if you have racing thoughts, getting into your body, especially stuff like dance, Pilates, and yoga, martial arts, those mindful types of practices can bring you into your body because you start to focus your mind on your body and your movement, and then it requires you to stop with the racing thoughts, right? So it can be a meditative practice. Movement can 100% be a meditative practice. So I'm a big, firm believer in that, and you should try it if you want to. However, since those earlier days of my thinking that I couldn't meditate, I have learned some things that have helped me do it in a still position, especially if I'm really tired and I don't feel like moving, right? So I just want to give you these tips because if you are looking for a way to quiet your mind, find a meditative practice, especially if you need it in the middle of your day, you don't have time to go take a class, jump down on the floor and do a workout, these tips can be really handy just to give you a few minutes to get back into the present moment, quiet your mind, and move on with your day. Okay, so tip number 1 is to start small. All right, so you don't need to, if you're new to meditation, if you are not accustomed to it or you have not liked it in the past, don't try to do a 30-minute meditation, right? Start small, 2 minutes. Set your phone timer for 2 minutes, close your eyes, and just focus on your breath, right? And then start slowly increasing the time. If you want to start with 5 minutes, that's also fine. But if you start small and then you work your way up to longer periods of time, you're far more likely to be successful than if you start big and then you just say, I couldn't do that for 30 minutes. I definitely could not do a 30-minute meditation 10 years ago, yeah? And the only reason I can do it now is because I have spent that amount of time practicing it, right? So when you're doing these small incremental breathing things, you can put on some music or you can just keep it quiet. It's all up to you. What you want to do is take those few minutes to just really focus on your breath inside your body. So if you know the anatomy of the diaphragm, if you know that it's in the rib cage shaped like a dome, that it slides down on your inhales and up on your exhales, you can really focus on the movement of the diaphragm inside your body. If my mind is going here, inhale down, exhale up, my thoughts are going to pause and slow down just a little bit. If you're not accustomed with the anatomy, you don't want to think about it, just try to breathe into different places of your body. Try what it feels like to breathe into your chest, breathing into your abdomen. You can use your hands. Place your hands on your chest. Place your hands on your belly. See what it feels like to try to breathe. Place your hands on your rib cage. Anything that feels good for you, just try it and see how it goes, okay? Tip number 2 is to get comfortable, right? So it takes a really long time to get so accustomed to a meditative practice that you can sit in an uncomfortable position and still meditate. That is a skilled, masterful practice. When you're just starting out, create comfort for your body so that you're not distracted by pain, tightness, or tension. That's my advice. Sometimes I meditate lying down. Sometimes I sit up. Sometimes I cozy myself in a bunch of pillows. Sometimes I meditate in my bed as I'm going to sleep at night. And sometimes I fall asleep while I'm doing that, but it's okay. All right, tip number 3, view meditation as a practice, not something that you're good or bad at, right? You're just practicing. If you sit down, let's say you choose to follow a guided meditation. I have several on my YouTube channel. They're all about 20 minutes long. Let's say you want to try it. Yeah, you pick up that 20-minute, you turn it on, you lay down, you do 2 minutes of it, and then you start thinking about stuff. Whatever, that's fine. That's your practice for the day. It's okay. You just view it like that. You say, that was my practice today. My practice might be different tomorrow or the next time I try it. Yeah? Because then you start removing the pressure on yourself to get it perfect every time. The goal of meditation is not to be perfect. It's just to practice it. And if you're doing it, you're doing a good job. If you're trying it, you're doing a good job. And then the final tip number 4, don't judge yourself. Yeah? It's not good or bad. Yeah, you don't want to judge yourself in any way when you're trying to meditate. You're just breathing, you're just finding stillness, you're just finding presence. When you start to judge yourself, you're going to add shame, guilt, stress, and tension into your body. There's no need for any of that, right? It does not matter. Like I said, if you sit down for a meditation, you close your eyes, you get one good breath in, and then you spend the rest of the time thinking about your day. It doesn't matter. That's what it was for the day. Don't judge yourself and say, oh, I can't meditate, because then you're less likely to go back to it. You never know. You never know when you're going to go into your meditation, or you're going to try it one time and it's going to really lock in and you're going to feel it, and then you'll be, oh, I can do it, right? So you just have to keep trying and stop judging yourself, no matter how good or bad it goes.